Welcome to the channel. If you're new, please make sure you subscribe and like, comment, and share the vids. Of course, as always, I've got a really exciting guest with me all the way from Canada. So welcome 24/7 Boxing Highlights. Is Fury and Joshua, is it a huge fight in Canada? Because here it's monumental, right? As in, it's probably the biggest sporting event since the Football World Cup or Soccer World Cup in 1966. And
yeah,
that's without a doubt, right, for us here. Is it still a huge fight in Canada?
yeah, it's a huge fight. It is, yeah, very big fight.
Okay, yep. But do you think is it going to be less attractive than what a Fury Wilder or Joshua Wilder fight would be, just because Wilder's American, and does he have a bit more of a pull in Canada, or no? Is it just actually Fury Joshua transcends it?
Yeah, Fury Joshua transcends it. It's I think that they're very worldwide. Yeah, like over here when we were watching, let's say Wilder Fury, both fights, the bars were filled, people's houses were filled. So,
oh wow,
yeah, so that was a big fight. Fury and AJ is also going to be a big fight, you know, over here in Canada. You know, so even that Loma Lopez fight was a very big. Well, it was in the States there, but yeah, it was a big fight here.
Okay, no, that's really interesting to hear. Just because I think a lot of people say, you know, for UK boxing, Fury Joshua is huge, but there is a slight doubt, especially over here, how big it is globally. So it's interesting to get people's point of views from abroad, just to see what they think of it and how big it actually is. Because I mean, even if it doesn't have all the belts on the line, if potentially one gets dropped because of, say, Usyk's the mandatory for the WBO, and if Joshua says, well, I have to drop it to fight Fury next, then I still think it's still a huge fight. But obviously the undisputed tag does give it a little bit kind of that extra, you know, I mean, icing on the top, a little cherry on the top for sure. Okay, so what do you think in terms of, so my knowledge of Canadian boxing is not great. I have to put my hands up and admit it. But obviously, as my expert in Canada, are there any really big kind of prospects coming through in Canada?
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about them?
So this morning I saw some news, some heavyweight here, Simon Keane from Quebec City, I think, or something like that. He's supposed to be fighting Tyson Fury. So that's his voluntary defense.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. I don't think that Keane's gonna win. I think that Tyson Fury could actually knock Keane out because he's not the best boxer. So
is he? He wouldn't be in a top. He wouldn't be in the top 15 for the WBC. So they obviously must have got some kind of exemption for that. Then, if that does happen.
Yeah, he's in the top 15.
Oh, he is.
Yeah. He has very good management. So he has very good management. So his management is I Have the Tiger management. And they work pretty closely with Golden Boy. They have, I think, 2 or 3 boxers who are cross-promoted with Golden Boy. But yeah, here in Canada, well, there was that Castillo Clayton who fought last night. He was supposed to he's supposed to be a prospect fighting. But if not, like in other weight classes, I wouldn't say there's anyone really international.
That's really? Thing.
Yeah.
So there's not obviously been anyone since Adonis Stevenson? Is that the last kind of notable person?
Well, right now you could say we have Artur Beterbiev, we have Eleider Alvarez, David Lemieux. These are really the international guys. Adonis Stevenson, like you said, Jean Pascal as well. But yeah, these are the top guys, I'd say, who are international. But yeah, so I wouldn't say there's.
Sorry, just quickly, was it McKean that you said?
No, Simon.
Simon.
Keane.
Okay.
Simon Keane. Okay. Yeah, exactly. He's a French Canadian.
Ah, okay, fine, cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So those names that you said, obviously the David Lemieux, obviously, and yeah, I mean Artur Beterbiev, I guess he boxes out of Canada, doesn't he? But he obviously is originally from Russia, but he boxes out of there. So no, that's fair enough.
Yeah, he lives in I think Laval. I think.
Okay.
Like Laval, Montreal, around Montreal. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay. No. Wow. Yeah, so that's really interesting. In terms of boxing as a whole in Canada, so where does it rank amongst other sports? Because here we have soccer or football, then maybe I don't know. I think boxing is kind of up there with. So here we're quite big on rugby as well, and cricket, to be honest, as well. But boxing, I guess, it is up there, to be honest, is one of the big ones. What about in Canada? Is it the same or is it different? Is it similar to the US where they've got like ice hockey and etc.?
I'd say here it's hockey, number one in Canada. After that, I don't know. After that, probably we have a CFL, so American football.
Okay.
Over here, yeah, Canadian Football League.
Is that big?
Well, yeah, I wouldn't say that sports are too big here in Canada. It's not that big. But hockey would be number one. Well, in my province, I could tell you, like in my province, so we have Quebec, the province of Quebec.
Yeah.
There's hockey number one. I would say probably number two would be because of George St. Pierre, MMA is pretty big. Yeah. So, yeah. Then probably boxing because of all the local guys that we have, like that Simon Keane, for example, he's a local. Lemieux is local, Beterbiev's local, Alvarez is local, Jean Pascal, what's his name, Adonis Stevenson. So these are all local people. So I think because of them, boxing is pretty popular.
Okay, well that makes sense for sure. So then, lastly, then a little bit, not particularly boxing related, but more you've touched on the MMA. So last night, and I've seen you've posted about it as well. So Khabib, God, I can't pronounce his name, Nurmagomedov.
Yep.
I mean, incredible victory against Justin Gaethje, and yeah, I mean, obviously he's retired. It seems like he's retired straight after, and people are kind of saying that he might be the greatest of all time. But I just wanted to get your kind of quick 2 pennies worth or 2 cents worth on what you thought of the fight. Even if you just saw the highlights, and for you for me as a boxing fan, right? He does still have that pull, even though I'm not a particularly big MMA fan. I do delve in and out of it, but I mean, for me, it did kind of resonate with me a lot, just because of the type of fighter he is. What about you? What do you think of it?
His performance or his
just in general, yeah. So his performance, just him as a fighter, and him retiring as well after obviously his dad passed away, didn't he? And he said that he wouldn't get into the ring again. You mentioned about obviously fighters having their father in the corner and it giving them some type of strength. Obviously, this is the only fight he's done without his father, and now he said he's not going to fight because his father obviously tragically passed away from COVID.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even know it was COVID. Wow, it's COVID. I didn't know. But I would say he's up there pound for pound. You could argue that he's number one, but I think that John Jones is number one still. Yeah. Although he's in and out of the sport and he's a coke head and he doesn't really know how to act outside of the octagon. But I'd say that John Jones is number one. After that, you could give it to Khabib, and after that, you could give it to Adesanya. Is that his name?
Adesanya,
yeah. You could give it to him after, but I think Khabib, he could arguably be number one because of let's say John Jones's personal life. The way he acts outside of the ring. That's the only argument I could put for having Khabib as number one. But I find that he had a very good performance yesterday. Very dominant. He was always pushing the pace, and that it was Gaethje, his name. Gaethje, yeah. He didn't really know how to defend against the constant pressure. If that was boxing, I would say, just take your jab out and take your angles, use your check hooks and whatnot. Yeah. But in MMA, you have the takedowns and the kicks and whatnot, so I don't really know how to defend against that.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that, I think he should have used his jab and his movement, but he didn't really know how to use it.
Yeah, it's madness, MMA, madness. It's always, I mean, it is a completely different sport, right? So it's just, Yeah, it's complete craziness. Yeah, thank you so much for coming on as well. It's been great talking to you. And guys, yeah, as I said, if you haven't, please check out 247 Boxing Highlights on Instagram. It's a great page, and yeah, for all the great clips, highlights, news, etc. Check it out. And thanks very much, guys. Stay safe, and as I said, please make sure you subscribe. Your support is greatly appreciated. And yeah, have a great day. Thank you.